Okay, by seeing those pictures and those people, like, where would you see them working at? I don't think you would see them, like, at a business, like, you know, like that. And how about these people? We did see them working, like McDonald's or, I don't know, like those. I mean, they just seem like more high-end, I'm just going to focus on their haircuts and stuff. So these obviously are the bobs, and the previous one was the mohawks. And I'm just going to talk about the different hairstyles, and I'm just going to focus on those two. Just to begin with, I'm just going to tell you about different hairstyles, and there's a lot of them out there, and people view them depending on their hairstyles, like certain things. For example, like if you're going to be working at a certain place, they won't let you like have like a big beard or piercings or et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, so the different types of hairstyles consist of and aren't limited to the afro, the beehive, the bob, buzz cut, comb over, cornrows, double lock, dreadlocks, emo hair, finger waves, juice row, and mohawk. Now that you have an idea of the different hairstyles, let's talk about you're viewed by that certain haircut. Why are you prejudged by the way your hair is styled or and cut? Many people can obviously be biased or have a certain perception on a certain look. Like I mentioned previously, you would not go to like a interview rocking a mohawk or just color on your hair because that's just not professional. But my point is, who decided that that wasn't professional? Why is that not professional? Or why are people looking at these people and making them like in a certain category, making them like, oh, these are rocker people or this is whatever, you know? And another thing, these hairstyles have been changed throughout the years. And going to the mohawk, the first mohawk that was just introduced to the whole world was in the movie Tax Driver. And there's a lot of controversy saying that different like rock or metal people like invented it and whatnot, but it's actually first viewed in that movie when the guy's going crazy. So it's kind of like a transition of him going crazy, so they make his hair like a mohawk. And going back to the bob. The bob was like a big change for women back in the 1920s. And it seems like it was first seen in 1915 by Irene Castle. She's the one that just decided to cut her hair, and just was like a big thing for people. And that's not her though. And yeah, also, yeah. So yeah, so just see different haircuts. People. Also, back in the days, the haircut with the boss and stuff, like, they did different things. The hair, it was a big statement. And so, as you can see, this is an ongoing situation that may never change since we're all humans, and, like, everybody's going to prejudge you no matter what with your hair. So, say, if you're trying to, like going back to mohawk or just different hairstyles in general. Like some people or some like companies don't like you wearing certain hairstyles, and that's just because that's the look that they're trying to aim for. So they prejudge you no matter what. And the sad thing about it is that like you can't do anything about it technically, since you're going to be an employee and they're going to hire you like with their requirements and stuff. And
So Brandon, what did you think?
I thought the pictures were pretty good. They explained what she was talking about, but she had a slow opening, and the preview was unclear. You lost your place a lot, and you didn't seem like you knew what you were talking about, and it was pretty short. That's it.
All right, Marlene, I like the visual and the rhetorical question that you have as your attention device. That's going to work, but you just don't seem like you know where you're going with your speech. You need a sharper thesis statement or a specific purpose statement to pull things together. I know what the subject matter is, but then once we get into it, sometimes we're talking about whether or not it's appropriate, sometimes we're talking about the history of the hairstyle, sometimes you're tracing the origin of a particular hairstyle. At one point I got a whole list of a whole variety of current hairstyles that are being referenced, or maybe they're traditional hairstyles too. I don't really know, because it just seems like you've got a lot of information, but it hasn't been put together in as coherent a manner as it needs to be. You need a little bit more structure and a sharper goal for the speech. The visuals are okay, but they only contrast the two hairstyles for the most part, and then you make some evaluative comments about whether or not they seem professional or unprofessional, and I wasn't sure what the point of the comparison kept being. I was kind of interested in maybe we were going to look at the different styles of hair over a period of time and how they reflected the times, or maybe there was going to be some discussion about why particular hairstyles were seen as professional or not professional, or maybe we're just going to define what the different kinds of hairstyles were and give some examples on those things, and any of those I think would have been a little bit more focused than what you had. I thought that you were talking to the audience pretty effectively, except for those few times when you got stuck, and and part of it again is that that there's no kind of narrative drive to the speech. It's not like I've got this end point that I'm working toward, and so if I keep going in this direction, I'll get there eventually. Since it seems uncertain where you're going, it's easy for you to get sidetracked and lost, and I think that that's what happened in the presentation. You know, it was 4.5 minutes, so it is a little short. There's a lot that you can do with this. It's a good topic, but you know, when you talk about the different styles, you just list what those styles are. I have no idea what most of them refer to. You know, I don't know what a devil lock is, or emo hair, or finger wave, or a Jew-fro. You know.
Isn't that a Jerry comb? Yeah.
I mean, I recognize some of the terms, but like I said, I think maybe that should have been the focus of your speech, maybe, and then it would be, there's a purpose for that. All right, thank you.